So this video is going to be area of parallelograms and triangles. Okay, so an area of a parallelogram, so it includes rhombuses, rectangles, and squares. So something that has four sides. So we're going to do, for our equation for this is going to be area equals base times height, or A equals B times H, where B stands for base, H stands for height. Okay, if you look down here at this picture, our altitude can also conclude to be our height. So if you see an altitude, you might also see that as being your height. So it was A equals base times height. So we need to find our base and our heights in these. So my base here and my height is going to be the height of my parallelogram. So this is going to be H. So A equals my base 5 times my height 4. So A equals 20 inches squared. And you label it with the squared when we're talking about area. So my next one, I'm going to have my base being this 2 and my height being this, because it is the height of how tall my parallelogram is. So I'm going to have 2 times 3.5. So my area for this one is going to be 7 centimeters squared. Okay, find the missing dimensions. Well, first off, let's find the area of the parallelogram. So if I'm looking at this parallelogram, I am going to find my area first. So since this is 8, I'm going to change colors here. Since this top is 8, that means this bottom is also 8. So my base is 8. Here's my height of my parallelogram. So let's find our area first. So we're going to do 8 times 3. So my area all the way around is 24. So to find this outside H here, what we're going to have to do is take our area and set it equal to 4 times H. So we're going to divide by 4. So H now equals 6. Okay, for my next one, I have to take my area of the big figure. So I'm going to use 13 as my base. And this time, since I'm looking at my bigger figure because I'm trying to find my little h here, we're going to make this my height. So my area this time is going to be 13 times 9. So this area is 117 inches squared so far, but we need to find h. So now I need to do what I did with the last one. I'm going to take that whole area and set it equal to, now we're looking at our inner one. So the height of my inner one is h, and my base on my inner one is going to be that 9.4. So 9.4 times h, divide by 9.4. So h is going to be 12.44 inches. Okay, area of a triangle. Area of a triangle is going to be A equals 1/2 base times height. So the B stands for base, H stands for height. So we're going to take 1/2 base times height. So my A equals 1/2 base times height. So in this situation, we got our base being 12. Our height of our triangle is 5. So A equals 1/2 5 times 12. So A equals, oops, that was supposed to be a 12, 30 inches squared. So now we're going to find the area of these weird irregular figures. So to do this, what I'm going to do is try to make them into smaller figures that I do know the area of. So first off, if I draw a line here, I have a rectangle and a triangle now. So I know base times height can give me the area of this rectangle. So my base and my height here, okay? So I can do, this is 16 times 5. So 16 times 5 is going to get me 80 meters squared. So now I need to find this triangle here. Well, let's find another side of my triangle. So if this whole thing is 16, this little part is 6.5, and I want to find this, I can take 16 minus 6.5 to get 9.5. 9.5. Okay, so that's, I'm going to draw an arrow. 9.5. Okay, so then the area of a triangle, 1/2 base times height, well, we just found the base to be down here. We need to find the base because that whole thing is 14. So we need to do something similar to it. So I'm going to take, since that whole thing is 14 and this little portion here is 5, 14 minus 5 will get me that triangle's base, which is 9. So now I'm looking at a triangle with 9 and 9.5. So to do the area of a triangle, it is 1/2 my base times my height. So 1/2 times 9 times 9.5. So this area is 42.75 meters squared. But I wanted the area of both of them. So what I have to do is I have to add both of those figures together now. So my total is 122.75 meters. Cool. So my next one, if I add a top to this, I could see that it's a square with all my sides being 14. So if I find the area of that first, so it's going to be base times height, because area of a square is base times height. So my base would be 14, my height would be 14. So A equals 14 times 14. So that total area, even with this little figure that I don't want in it, is going to be 196. So I need to subtract my actual area of my triangles out of it now. So what we're going to do is subtract out this portion that I don't want. So we know that this side is 14, and we have a triangle. If we want the height of it, well, we know that this side is also 14, so that means the height of this triangle is 14. So if I take the area of that space that I don't want, subtract it out of my square, I should get the area of my two leftover triangles. So let's go ahead and find the area of that space. With that side being 14, the height being 14, so the area equals, for triangles, 1/2 base, so 14 times my height, 14, that's a 14. So we're going to take 14 times 14 times 0.5. So the area of that space that I don't want is 98. So I need to subtract out that space that I don't want out of my entire figure that I found. So it's subtract 98 to find the area of those two triangles left over. So 196 minus 98 is 98 feet squared. Remember to add the squared onto it because we were talking about area. Okay, find the area of the polygon with the given vertices. So first off, let's do 2, 2 is right here. So we got A, 5, 2. B is right here. C is 3, -1. And D is 0, -1. Okay, so it looks like it could be some sort of rhombus. So the area of a rhombus, if I go back, is my base times height. So we need to figure out what the base is and what the height is. Well, we can count off our base, so 1, 2, 3. So we know this is 3, but I need to know what my height is. So let's count off our height. 1, 2, 3. So that means that is my height is 3, so A equals 3 times 3, so A equals 9. And then we're just going to say units squared so that we have a label for it. Okay, so my last problem, find the area of the enclosed triangle enclosed by the line. So if I'm doing the first one, I start at 3. Oops. That's not 3. I start at 3, and I go down 1 to the right 2, down 1 to the right 2, down 1 to the right 2, and I'm just going to keep going because I don't know where this triangle is going to hit at. Or I could go up 1 to the left 2, 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 up 1 to the left 2. Go ahead and connect those. My next one is at y equals 0. Okay, so I can never get it to be x equals 0, So that line is going to be like this. My next one is x equals -2. Just kidding. Sorry, I made the mistake. My y equals 0 is actually the other way. There we go. There's my y equals 0. And then my x equals -2 has to go up and down because I can never get that to be y equal. So there's my triangle. Sorry for the mistake. Okay, so for this one, triangle areas are a equals 1/2 my base times my height. So let's go ahead and see if we can count out our base here. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units. So a equals 1/2. My base was 8 units, so we need to find our height. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to take 8 times 4 is 32. 32 times 1/2 is 16. And then we're going to say units squared.